So let's begin in the importance of research.
Research is so crucial for several reasons, as it drives progress and informed decision-making across the various fields.
Research helps us expand our understanding of the world by uncovering new facts, theories, and ideas.
Informed decision-making. In both business and public policy, research provides evidence that guides decision. This ensures that choices are based on data and facts rather than assumption or intuition alone.
It leads to the development of new products, processes, and solutions that improve quality of life and solve complex problems.
Research encourages critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
We gain insights into human behavior, societal trends, and cultural dynamics.
To sum it up, research is essential for progress in many aspects of life. It helps us make informed decisions, solve problems, and contribute to advancement in knowledge, technology, and society. The mean of the dataset is found by adding all numbers in dataset and dividing by the number of the values in the set.
So example number 1 is, our given is 3, 11, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 6. So our formula is mean equals summation of xi over n. So we should substitute our given. So 3 plus 11 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus 6 equals 47. Divide 7, our n is 7, so divide 7 equals 6.7. Our mean is 6.7.
The median is the middle value when a dataset is ordered from least to greatest.
Example, our given is 9, 3, 1, 8, 3, 6. So we arrange them into least to greatest. So 1, 3, 3, 6, 8, 9. If there are two values in the middle, add them and divide into 2. Example, yung 3 and 6 are in the middle. So, we gonna add them, then divide into 2. So, 3 plus 6 equals 9, divide 2 equals 4.5. So, our median is 4.5.
The mode is the number that occurs most often in a dataset.
Example, our given is 9, 3, 1, 8, 3, 6, 7. So, dahil yung 3 is makadalawa siyang beses, so our mode is 3.
The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest value from a set of the data.
Our given in the example is 9, 7, 6, 8, 4, 1, 3. Our highest is 9, then the lowest is 1. So 9 minus 1 equals 8. So the range is 8.
Margin of error is typically expressed as a percentage and indicates the range above and below the sample estimate. Precision level refers to how closely the sample estimate reflects the true population parameter.
So here, in the margin of error, our formula is margin of error equals square root of population over sample minus 1 divide population. In our sample problem, the given is population equals 100,000, sample is 10,000. So substitute, magiging E equals square root of 100,000 divide 10,000 minus 1 over 100,000. So 100,000 divide 10,000 equals 10. So 10 minus 1 equals 9. So square root of 9 over 100,000. 9 divide 100,000 equals square root of 0.00009. The square root of 0.0009 is 0.009486832981. need nating ilagay lahat. So, para maging percent yung margin of error, we gonna multiply into 100%. So, 0.009486832981 multiplied by 100% equals 0.95%. Our margin of error equals 0.95%. So, in the precision level, the formula is 100% subtracted by margin of error. So, our margin of error equals 0.95%. So, 100% subtracted by 0.95% equals 99.05%.
First, what is a one-sample t-test? It is a statistical hypothesis test used to determine whether the mean calculated from a sample data collected from a single group is different from a designated value specified by the researcher.
So, in the one sample t-test, the formula is t equals sample mean subtracted by population mean divided by standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. And the formula to get degrees of freedom is sample size minus 1. Steps to calculate the one sample t-test. Step 1, hypothesis. Identify the hypothesis. Step 2, calculate the sample means. Step 3, solve the standard deviation. 4, the t-statistics. 5, critical value. And 6, the decision. So in our example, imagine we have a set of numbers of squads. And these are 19, 20, 17, 21, 16, 15, 19, and 18. Our significance level is 0.05. So step 1, identify the hypothesis. Our hypothesis is null equals HO equals squats equal 30. Alternate equal HA equals squats not equal to 30. Our sample size is 8 and our population mean is 30. So step 2, calculate the sample mean. So the sample mean, the formula in sample mean is sample mean equals summation of xi over sample size. Sample size. So substitute the given. Parang mean lang, di ba? 19 plus 20 plus 17 plus 21 plus 16 plus 15 plus 19 plus 18 divide 8 equals 18.13. So our sample mean is 18.13. So in step 3, sample standard deviation. Our formula is S equals square root of summation of xi subtracted by sample mean squared divided by sample size minus 1. So, if magkikita nyo dito, diba yan, yung ano natin, given, isa-subtract natin sa sample mean. Then, squared. So, example, 19 minus 18.13 equals 0.87. Squared equals 0.7569. Yan, pag nakuha na natin lahat, we're gonna add them all. So, our answer is 28.88. So, hindi pa tapos yun. So, proceed tayo dun sa formula. So, our answer in that is 28.88. So, S equals square root of 28.88 divided by 8 minus 1. So, 8 minus 1 equals 7. Square root of 28.88 divided 7 is 4.13. Square root of 4.13 is 2.03. So, our standard deviation is 2.03. Step 4. T-statistic. Our formula in T-statistic is T equals sample mean minus population mean divided by standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. So substitute, our sample mean is 18.13, population mean is 30, our standard deviation is 2.03, and our sample size is 8. So 18.13 minus 30 is negative 11.87. The square root of 8 is 2.828. So 2.03 divided by 2.828 is 0.72. Negative 11.87 divided by 0.72 equals negative 16.49. Our t statistic is negative 16.49. Step 5. Critical value. So, our significance level is 0.05. Then, we're gonna find the degrees of freedom. So, the formula in degrees of freedom is n minus 1. Our n is 8 minus 1 equals 7. So, we're gonna look in the t table, the 7 and 0.05 kung saan siya tatapat. So, tumapat siya in 2.365. So, in critical value, we have positive and negative 2.365. Step 6, the decision, last step. So, the decision is negative 2.365 is less than negative 16.49 is less than 2.365. So, the decision is reject null.
And last, what is the two-sample t-test? The two-sample t-test, also known as the independent sample t-test, it is a method used to test whether the unknown population means of two groups are equal or not.
So, steps to calculate the two-sample t-test. First, hypothesis. Second, calculate the sample means. 3, sample variances. 4, t-statistics. 5, critical value. And 6, decision. In this example, imagine the given is the scores of tests. In first sample, the scores are 4, 6, 5. The second sample, the scores is 7, 8, 9. So, in the given, our significance level is 0.05. Step 1, hypothesis. Our hypothesis is null equals HO equals test equals M1 or M first sample equals M2. Alternate equals HA equals test equals M1 not equal to M2. Our N1 is 3 or N2 is 3. Our N1 is sample size 1 or sample size 2. Step 2. Calculate the sample means. In our first sample, calculate the sample means, our formula is summation of xi divide n. So, in first sample, 4 plus 6 plus 5 divide 3 is 5. So, our sample means in first sample is 5. Then, in second sample is 7 plus 8 plus 9 divide 3 is 8. So, our sample mean 2 is 8. Sample mean 1 is 5. So, in sample variances, our formula is S1 divided by n minus 1. So, in first sample, 4 minus 5 equals negative 1 squared is 1. 6 minus 5 equals 1 squared equals 1. 5 minus 5 equals 0 squared is 0. Ganun din sa second sample. So, our S1 is 2 and S2 is 2. So, in the formula, substitute the given. Our S1 is 2 divided by n is 3 minus 1 is our S1 squared equals 1. And S2 squared is 1 din. 1 din. Step 4. T-statistic. Our formula in t-statistic is t equals sample mean of first sample minus sample mean of second sample divided by square root of standard deviation of first sample divided by sample size of first sample plus standard deviation of second sample squared over N2 or sample size of second sample. So, substitute the given. Our sample mean in first sample is 5. In second sample is 8. Our S1 squared is 1. S2 squared is 1. N1 is 3 and N2 is 3. So, 5 minus 8 equals negative 3. So, 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. 2/3, 2 divide 3 is 0.667. The square root of 0.667 is 0.817. So, t equals negative 3 divide 0.817 is equals to negative 3.67. So, our t statistic is negative 3.67. So, step 5, critical value, are degrees of freedom equals N1 plus N2 minus 2. So, our degrees of freedom is 3 plus 3 minus 2 equals 4. Our significance level is 0.05. In our t table, the answer is positive or negative 2.776. So last, step 6, the decision. The decision is negative 2.776 is less than into negative 3.67 is less than 2.776. So the answer is reject null.